to go to space. That sounds fun. But then I had this fear. I was like, what if I go to space and I don't float? John Daniel Luna. I feel like I'm kind of awkward, dude. I'm bad at talking to people, you know? Because like I'll be talking to someone and they'll put their hand on my arm and they'll be like, "You're doing great, buddy." That is not what you say to someone who's doing great in a conversation. You're saving them. I am Mexican, but I grew up in Orange County. I grew up around a lot of white people, so I'm very comfortable, don't worry. I do want to be more Mexican though, you know? Like I want to be a cholo. I want to get a teardrop tattoo, but I'll get the one that's not filled in. If you don't know, that means you tried to kill someone and then you failed. Which will be fine as long as no one finds out it was myself, you know? You're not laughing at that. I want to let you know, when you don't laugh at that joke, it really makes me want to fill the tattoo in, okay? So let's get with it. I am Mexican. I'm worried about Trump. I have cousins who voted for Trump, you know? But like, our grandma's an illegal immigrant. You're voting for Trump in our family. You're voting for no tamales at Christmas. I'm a single issue voter. My issue is tamales at Christmas. Honestly, I'm more worried about RFK. He's my op right now. Because he's in charge of like the health services for Trump, you know? And like, I am fat before I'm Mexican. I know this. You see me, you're like, okay, that's a fat guy. Then Mexican. And then if you're nice, you're like, oh, he's tall. Okay. Yeah, if you're my friend, you're like, oh yeah, I know John, the tall guy with the glasses. Yeah. And if you hate me, you're like, yeah, I know John, the fat guy with the Mexican. Yeah. Dude, RFK, he said he's gonna stop the sale of Diet Coke. Like, I don't drink Diet Coke, but it does feel like they came for the Diet Coke drinkers and I said nothing sort of situation, yeah? When they come for the Baja Blast drinkers, there'll be no one to speak. Dude, he hates fat people, RFK. I think he's gonna deport fat people. He said something about Iran or like making us go for a run, dude. Either way, I'm putting an end to it. And then Elon, he wants to go to space. I was like, I want to go to space. That sounds fun. But then I had this fear. I was like, what if I go to space and I don't float? Okay, there's scientists over here. This is a scientist section. They're like, you'd float. But you know how embarrassing that would be? Fly up to space. The captain's like, all right, everyone, it's time to float. Everyone starts floating around the cabin. I'm just stuck in my chair, dude. They start floating up to me like, John, when are you gonna float? I'm like, do I need to press a button? What's going on? Did I miss a step? Then they start floating around me like some sort of gravitational pool. Then the worst part would be I go back to Earth. They'd have like the space gift shop, right? And they'd have like the shirts that say like, I went to space, all I got was this lousy t-shirt. And then those shirts would probably only go up to extra large. That'd be a bummer. Okay, not a lot of fat people here, yeah? Dude, skinny people have no idea about fat people t-shirt sizes. My friend will like give me like an extra large t-shirt as like a gift. I'd be like, thanks for this fucking dish rag, dude. This is useless to me. I can't wait to use this to wipe food off my shirt later. That's all this is gonna be used for. I'm trying to date. I just downloaded this dating app for fat people. It's called DoorDash. It's I like it. I like it a lot. No, it's called Woo Plus. It's a real dating app for fat people. It's like Plenty of Fish, but all the fish are whales. You know, so that's what's sick about it. You know? A lot of fish in the sea, not enough sea for the fish, I say. I like the app. I just don't like when you download the app, it shows you this like preview conversation. And the conversation goes, this guy goes, hey. Then this girl goes, hey. And then this guy goes, do you know any good pizza restaurants in town? That's fucked up. Because I feel like a skinny person definitely made this app. And they were sitting there and they're just like, what do fat people talk about? Probably pizza. They probably bring up pizza right away. But you go on a date with this app, you don't need to bring your sleep apnea machine. They probably have one at their house. Okay, not a lot of sleep apnea people here. Dude, yeah, I have to go to people's houses if I go on a date because I live with my mom. Gasps. Okay. I can bring girls over, it's chill. I text my mom, don't worry. But my mom, it's just me and my mom live together. Me and my mom against the world. But she loves me too much, you know? Like my mom's house, it looks like a sports memorabilia store dedicated to like me and Jesus Christ. That's her vibe. Just baby picture of me, baby picture of Jesus. My Little League rookie card next to like Jesus on the cross. I was dating this girl for a little bit. We were dating for like 6 months. And then she asked me if I would get circumcised for her. That's crazy. Dude, I thought that was crazy. Mostly because I am circumcised. So I don't even know what she wanted me to do. I was like, you want me to get double circumcised? I don't even know if they could take more off, if I'm being honest. I don't think I have a small dick, but I do have like a big body, you know? So like through illusions, it looks small. It's like that picture of Andre the Giant holding that soda can. You're like, I know that's a normal soda can. In my hand, it would probably be big even. Does anyone have divorced parents? Okay, good amount of losers here tonight, cool. Yeah, my parents never got divorced. But that is because my parents never got married, so that's how you beat that statistic. People are like, your parents never got divorced? I'm like, no, they're like, where's your dad? I'm like, you're smart. That's good. That's a good follow-up question. My dad's around, but he is pretty like aloof, you know, like I'll tell you this story. He one time he texted me and he was like, have you ever been on Rise the Resistance? It's a ride at Disneyland, right? I haven't been on it, so I was like, no, I haven't. And then I thought he was gonna like invite me to Disneyland or like maybe to his house, you know, either one. But instead of doing either of those two things, he just responded with a 6-minute video of him riding the ride by himself. And it did look really cool. That was the worst part. He's hanging out with Darth Vader and shit. This is a Star Wars ride. Would have been a core memory for us, but it's okay. Dude, my dad, he loves Star Wars so much. He loves Darth Vader. And like Darth Vader, bad guy. We know that. Killed a bunch of, like, he's like space Hitler. Like, Elon Musk is space Hitler now, but like before, it was Darth Vader. Bad guy. But like, at least Darth Vader wanted to hang out with his son. You know, like there's 2 movies dedicated to Darth Vader trying to reconnect with his son. And my dad watched those and was like, oh, I love the lightsabers. Let's think a little bit, Dad. No, me and my dad did go to do something together recently. We went to a Blink-182 concert together. Well, we were in the same stadium, but it felt like we were together. He was texting me. This was actually on Father's Day. I bought him a t-shirt from the merch booth. I've started getting my parents like gifts that I know I'll get back when they die. You know? I got him a 3X, he's a medium. He knows something's up. One time, this is another story, ready? I crashed my car into a light pole at 60 miles an hour on accident. I know the killing myself joke might, he might be like, that was on purpose, no, it was on accident. So I hit this pole, the pole comes out of the ground, my car's totaled, and then this homeless guy comes up to me, and he's like, dude, you gotta get out of here. Well, the first thing he said was, he goes, why didn't you just go through the red? You had it. I was like, okay, I don't need that. But he's like, you gotta get out of here, dude. If this pole's on the ground, the police come, you're still here, you're gonna owe the city $10,000. So, okay, well, first of all, how does this homeless guy know so much about this pole? But But then I was like, did this guy hit this pole? Did this guy have to pay the city? Is that why he's homeless? Like, I do need to get out of here. So I drove home, called my mom, who'd be a good person to call, except my mom is a police officer. So pretty much the worst person I could have called. My mom is a cop, but she's also the kind of lady that likes to post Instagram stories that say, like, tried to make a protein shake, but it came out like a margarita again. So I thought she would be chill. I was like, she was pissed. She's like, you just committed a hit and run felony. I was like, okay, is that bad? She's like, yeah, that's pretty much one of the worst. Okay. So I went to turn myself in. Turned myself into the police. The first thing the cop says to me, he goes, thanks for turning yourself in, man. Because, yeah, we usually don't solve these types of cases. And that's kind of the story of why I live with my mom now. It's kind of the full circle. I had to pay the city. Dude, I've always been a big guy. Like when I was 4 months old, I was 28 pounds. That's really bad. Are there any parents here? You know, that's horrible. It's borderline abuse, honestly. I think my mom was like breastfeeding me or horchata. I feel that's the only way that could have happened. I do know my mom has something to do with it because my mom has a little chihuahua who is 22 pounds. That's like 400 pounds in chihuahua pounds. That's really bad. This dog is 7 inches tall. Her BMI is 90, this dog. Yeah, my mom's got a fat little dog. You think that's funny? You think my fat little dog's funny? Bring her out, bring my dog out. Laugh in her face. Her name's Daisy. All right, I'm done with my set. Thank you so much. I'm John Luna. I love you, Daisy. Goodbye. John Luna!